the second episode of the Cricket Analyst. I'm your host Rishabh Jain, and today we are here for a special occasion. The special occasion is it's the lightest match of the World Cup, Netherlands versus South Africa. Who do you think would have won most in these two teams? Like when they are against each other, who would have won most? So let me know in the comment section because if I tell you the answer, the podcast will end here. So I would like to continue the suspense and I will answer the question for you at the end of the video. So it's kind of a trivia. So use your brain, and for hints, you can watch my YouTube channel, the YouTube video which I posted on this match. So starting with it's Netherlands versus South Africa, and what do you think? What will happen in a match when there is a rat and there is a cat? Of course, cat will eat the rat and the game is over. But here, South Africa is the heavyweight, and Netherlands is kind of a negligible team at the moment because they are here to play the World Cup, but to show that they are play here to play the World Cup because they lost their first match by a good margin, like 80 odd runs. The second match they lost by much more runs, like around 100 runs, both against good teams, Pakistan and New Zealand. And now they don't have any leg to stand on because they are with Australia in the last two teams, not two top teams, but last two teams. So they're at the bottom of the table and they don't have kind of any hope because see, Netherlands did pretty well in the bowling lineup when they faced Pakistan in the first match, and they were like they got Pakistan front the top order out cheaply. Like they did Pakistan for like 40 runs for three or four wickets, and they were quite dominating then. But Pakistan uh, fired again and. They posted a pretty good score, but Netherlands credit to Netherlands that so yeah, credit to Netherlands because they got a team all out. I would consider that as a win, not a proper win, but a win because they punched above their weight to beat one of those teams who were named like the number one team in the ICC rankings. Anyhow, that was dethroned by India a couple of games later. But Pakistan is a good side and they're a quality side, and Netherlands showed a kind of a fight that they can rattle big teams, they can spoil the party of the big teams. But will they be able to do it against South Africa? Because see, Afghanistan out of nowhere beats England, and it's a really tipsy topsy tail right now in the points table. So it will be interesting to see if the Netherlands team will be able to defeat or like create quite an upset against the South Africa team. So if we see what do we have got in the in this match. So the match is being played at Dharamshala. So the ground is really small. The batters who have the power can score great runs here. By great power, I mean two batsmen, I guess. Like, yeah, from inside, yeah. One is Henrik Klassen from South Africa, and second one is also from South Africa, David Miller. Now it's interesting to see who will come on the top in the six hitting contest, but if we see Henrik Klassen would be a very like the conditions will favor him because according to the stats, the team which bowls first has won 4 out of 6 times at Dharamshala. And with that being said, the teams who have batted first has like you can do the subtraction like 2 times only out of 6. But if South Africa bowls first tomorrow, it can be a good possibility that under the lights, the dew might come for like a good period of time in the second innings, and the ball can get a little bit soft. So, if Netherlands get to bowl in the second innings, they would have a chance to rattle out some of the South African batsmen. But with that being said, if we see the stats, who do we have on the top? So In the last match, South Africa against Australia, they went on. Quentin de Kock went on to score a century, with Hendrik Adrian Markram scoring a half century. But Marco Jensen also showed that he can bat at low down the order. But it was interesting to see how well performed the South African bowling was, because they got Australia all out for 117 runs, and that's absolute carnage. Because see, you don't see Australia getting out for a cheap runs every day. So it was one of the occasions, and I guess it would be interesting to see how South African bowlers play on this pitch, because if it's favoring the fast bowlers, of course, Lungi Angidi and Rabada are gonna smack the shit out of the Netherlands batsmen. But if the pitch is little bit flat, Netherlands batsmen can can like can like 10-20% uh, create like a counter back attack, counter attack. They can counter attack, like basically. So it would be interesting to see, like if we see the playing 11 for both the teams. So De Kock, Bavuma will be opening, of course. That's their pattern. The pattern is set, because they went on to score. They went to do a 100-run partnership, and then everything follows from there. But ABC, Bavuma and De Kock opening, Vander der Dusen will be at number 3. Then ABC, Klaas Eden Markram will be one of the guys who will be looking to like score more runs against okay-ish opposition. And then it comes to Klaasen, Miller, and Marco Jensen to finish off the game for South Africa. So, and Rabada, Maharaj, Shamsi, Angidi will be their bowling lineup. But yeah, it would be interesting to see how the fast bowlers get assistance on this pitch, because Dharamshala has had a history of like the biggest match I remember is India versus Sri Lanka, which was like 6 years down the lane, like 2017, when MS Dhoni saved the day, kind of, for India, where Sri Lankan bowlers destroyed the Indian batting lineup by their pace, swing, and like whatnot. So it would be interesting to see if fast bowlers get any assistance on this pitch. I think they would, and if they do, whosoever is bowling first, like in the first 10 overs, it will be really important to see like how the game turns out. Because if even of the teams lose 1 or 2 wickets, it's game on. It's game on. You can't ride off any team by then, because even if you have Markram and Klaasen in your batting lineup, if the ball is doing something, you won't be able to give an answer to such a difficult question. So, with that being said, uh, it would be interesting to see. And then if we see for the Netherlands, they would go with the same team, because the combination worked quite okay for them. They were able to score like 200 plus runs in both the innings. So if you see, Vikramjit Singh will be opening the batting with Max O'Dowd, with Ackerman coming at 3, who scored a half century in the last match against New Zealand. Badal is one of the main players who took 4 wickets against Pakistan, but also can bat at number 4 and give you that stability. Then Teja Nidamanuru will be interesting to see if he can score a half century against such a good team. Because if it comes to the middle order, he would have a lot of time on hand to score a half century, I would say. Then Edwards, who is the captain of Netherlands, he scored a pretty decent 30 in the last match. So I think he might be one of the players who to look out for. And then Sai Brand is also a pretty good finisher who can finish the games for you when the situation is in favor of the Netherlands. With that being said, they brought in Ryan Klein instead of Zulfikar. Zulfikar, who is the leg spinner, I think they would need him in this match because South Africa is not a very good spin playing team. But yeah, if you can get them under a web of spin, I think you have a good chance of stopping the team at a good score. So yeah, you would need another spinner if you can by dropping a fast bowler like a medium pacer because medium pacer won't get that much assistance. So yeah, it would be interesting to see that as well. And then they have an offie Aaron Dutt who can also bowl pretty good spin. So if we see what's the highest score on this pitch, so if it comes to batting first, uh, like the average first inning score is 229, and the average second inning score is 198. So it's up to like between 240 and 220. The score could be pretty good, but the bowlers do get assistance on this pitch, so keep that in mind if you are making a fantasy team or something. So yeah, look after that. And then if we see who I think will be the most important player. So from South Africa, I am seeing like spinners especially, but it can be possible that Lungi, Angidi, and Rabada can get pretty good assistance. Marco Ensen can be a good asset for South African team, and from Netherlands teams, Baade, Lide can be a really good option as well. Plus, I think one of the spinners, if they play Zulfikar can be a really good option as well. Uh, Von de Merwe can also be a really good option in both bowling and batting. So now coming to the first question I asked you, like how many times has South Africa won against Netherlands? So they have played 7 times, in which one match went to no result because of the COVID thing happened in the camp and they stopped the match in between, and even rain came in there, so it ended up as no result. But the rest of the 6 matches, South Africa won them by a good margin, and they recently beat them in a series which was going on for like half an year and a half. So yeah, it's a relief for them, but they would be much more relief if they can get the third win under their belt and um, defeat a low weight um team. But yeah, you don't know if Netherlands can punch back. So keep an eye on this match and let's see how the match unfolds. Thank you guys for listening to my podcast, and I've released my YouTube video as well, so you can listen to it for more stats and everything. And even it's in Hindi, so the all the Hindi viewers go and grab yourself a coffee and or tea if you want to. So you can go there, watch my videos, and I'm here to stay now. I'm pretty active on Instagram as well. The account is running, and follow that account. I've added the link in the description of both YouTube and Instagram. So follow my podcast page and as well as my YouTube channel and Instagram account. So thank you guys and see you in the next match episode. Till then, tada, bye.